What happens when a rookie doesn't just stroll into the WNBA, but storms in like a hurricane, threatening to rewrite every rule in the book? Caitlin Clark didn't tiptoe onto the scene in 2024. She kicked the door down, shattered records, and left the league's biggest names scrambling to catch up. Picture this: a 22-year-old from Iowa, fresh off a college career that turned heads worldwide, stepping into a league of seasoned pros and making it her playground. From vets who swore she'd flop to legends now bowing to her brilliance, Clark's rookie season wasn't just a debut, it was a takeover. And trust me, the drama's thick. Rumors flying, controversies brewing, and wild predictions about where she's headed next. So let's peel back the layers of how this phenom flipped the WNBA upside down and why everyone, from MVPs to haters, can't stop talking about her. Ready? Here we go. Let's start with the doubters, because oh boy did they get it wrong. Back in April 2024, Diana Taurasi, a three-time champ and the league's all-time scoring queen, sat on ESPN's SportsCenter and dropped a line that'd haunt her all season. "Reality is coming," she said, smirking like she'd seen this movie before. Her point? Clark might have been superhuman torching college kids, but the WNBA was a different beast: grown women, pro contracts, no mercy. Taurasi wasn't alone. Plenty of pundits nodded along, figuring Clark's flashy long-range game would fizzle against tougher defenses. Fast forward to October, and that reality comment didn't just age badly, it got buried under an avalanche of stats. Clark didn't stumble. She sprinted, clinching Rookie of the Year with 98.5% of the vote. All WNBA first team. She nabbed that too, joining an elite club of just 5 rookies ever. 62 records, yes, 62, fell like pins in a bowling alley, from single-game assists to season-long three-point hauls. Taurasi's prophecy turned into Clark's coronation, and the doubters, they're still picking their jaws up off the floor. But that's just the warm-up. The numbers Clark posted are the kind that make you double-check the box score. She dished out 337 assists, the most ever in a single WNBA season, turning teammates into highlight machines. In one game against Dallas, she dropped 19 dimes, a league record, like she was playing a video game on easy mode. Her three-point shooting? Untouchable. She sank 122 triples, breaking the rookie mark and leaving defenders dizzy chasing her off screens. Oh, and those all-star votes? Over 700,000 fans punched her ticket, the highest tally in WNBA history, veterans included. But it's not just the on-court chaos that screams her name. Off the court, she's a one-woman tidal wave. Indiana Fever games got so wild they had to ditch tiny arenas for NBA-sized venues. Think 20,711 fans, cramming Capital One Arena in D.C., a league record for a regular season game. Viewership numbers hit 54 million unique watchers across the season, up 285% from 2023, per ESPN. Attendance league-wide spiked 48%, and merchandise sales skyrocketed, with Clark's number 22 jersey flying off shelves. People don't just say she moves the needle anymore. She is the needle, stitching a new chapter into the WNBA's fabric. And what happened next would leave everyone stunned. The league's royalty couldn't ignore her for long. Breanna Stewart, a 3-time champ and 2-time MVP with a trophy case that'd make anyone jealous, clocked Clark's brilliance early. Just a month in, after Clark torched the Liberty for 30 points in June, Stewart told reporters, she's holding her own and showing everyone what she can do. Coming from a player who's dominated the WNBA herself, that's no small nod. Stewart didn't stop there. She gushed about Clark's ultra-competitive edge, her floor-stretching range, and how she finds teammates like it's second nature. The viewership, the attendance, the way she plays, it's special, she added. Then there's Candace Parker, a 2-time MVP who's seen it all, breaking it down on TNT like a professor dissecting a masterpiece. She's changed the game of basketball, period, Parker declared, tossing the women's label out the window. She pointed to sold-out arenas, student sections chanting hate at Clark like she's a wrestling heel, and a vibe that screams big-time sports. You have to guard her the second she steps in the gym, Parker said, comparing her to Steph Curry, a showman who warps defenses without touching the ball. Clark's not just earning praise, she's collecting crowns from the game's elite. But not everyone was ready to roll out the red carpet. Then came the Olympic snub, a mess so loud it's still echoing. Picture this: Clark, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer with 3,951 points, fresh off a college season that had millions glued to their screens, gets left off Team USA for the 2024 Paris Games. The decision dropped in June, and the internet erupted. Fans flooded X with outrage. Biggest mistake in sports history, one viral post screamed, racking up millions of views. Analysts piled on too. CNN's Christine Brennan called it a terrible decision, arguing Clark's star power could have catapulted women's hoops onto the global stage. The official excuse, USA Basketball, said she wasn't among the 12 best players. Her early WNBA struggles with turnovers, 5.6 per game, and physicality gave them cover. But dig deeper, and the whispers get juicy. Some insiders hinted at league politics. Vets didn't want a rookie stealing the spotlight, or maybe they feared her fanbase would overshadow the team. Cheryl Miller, a hoops legend, told The Mark Jackson Show, "It's bigger than basketball, there's an agenda there." Others like Cynthia Cooper, the WNBA's first ever MVP, pushed back hard. "She should have been on that team. It's great for America, period." Cooper even argued Clark's youth would have paid dividends for years, a no-brainer for the sport's growth. The debate raged, snub or reality check, and it lit a fire under Clark that burned all season. And the twists kept coming. Even the loudest skeptics started switching teams. Cheryl Swoops, a four-time champ who'd shrugged off Clark's hype on her podcast, saying, "She's good, but let's not crown her yet," got a reality check of her own. Her teammate Cynthia Cooper wasn't having it. "She's crafty as hell," Cooper said on the Backdoor Cut show, raving about Clark's passing, calling her a great passer, not mediocre, and her sneaky backdoor cuts. "She's upper echelon, and she's just a rookie," Cooper added, practically daring anyone to disagree. Then there's Taurasi, the original doubter. After Clark's fever swept her Mercury in all four matchups, including a 28-point thrashing in August, she traded barbs for bouquets. In her final press conference of the season, Taurasi hugged Clark on court and told the media, "What she's done is nothing short of remarkable. She loves the game, puts in the work, and keeps getting better." Lisa Leslie, another three-time MVP, had hedged her bets earlier, suggesting Clark and Angel Reese share Rookie of the Year. But after Clark's historic 35-point, 10-assist night against Dallas in September, Leslie flipped, "Guess she adjusted just fine, haters can sit down." The backtracking wasn't subtle, it was a parade of legends eating their words, and Clark was the grand marshal. But the story didn't end there. Clark didn't just shine. She dragged the Indiana Fever out of the shadows and into the spotlight. The team started 1-8, a punching bag for critics who said Clark couldn't hack it by season's end, a 20-20 record, and their first playoff berth since 2016. Home attendance exploded. Over 182,000 fans filled Gainbridge Fieldhouse across 20 games, shattering franchise records. They had to move games to bigger venues, like that DC night with 20,711 screaming fans, because the demand was insane. Tamika Catchings, a Fever icon and 2011 MVP, couldn't stop grinning. "She's lifting the whole sport," she told WTHR-TV, reflecting on her own years with a struggling franchise. "Seeing this fan base come alive, it's everything." Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds, turning teammates like Kelsey Mitchell into all-stars and making the Fever must-watch TV. But not everyone was cheering. Some vets bristled as the spotlight swung her way. Rumors swirled of locker room tension, with whispers that older players felt eclipsed. Jonquel Jones, the 2021 MVP, stepped in to squash a darker narrative. "People wanted her to be something she's not," Jones told The Athletic, pushing back on fans pinning racist motives on Clark's rise. "She's not that, she's just playing ball." The old guard felt the heat, but Clark kept climbing. And here's where it gets really wild. So what's cooking for year two? If her rookie run was this bananas, the sequel might break the league wide open. More records? Bet on it. She's already got the assists crown. Next could be points or triple doubles. She notched 2 as a rookie, a feat only 3 others have touched. The championship chase is real too. Clark's made it clear she's not here for stats. She's here for rings. After Iowa's back-to-back title game losses, she told reporters, "I'm not leaving Indiana without one." The Fever's retooled roster, with young stars like Aaliyah Boston and Nalissa Smith, has analysts buzzing about a deep playoff run in 2025. But the speculation doesn't stop there. Word circulating, she might join Unrivaled, a new 3-on-3 league launching in January 2025, backed by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. It's a 6-figure payday for 3 months. Why wouldn't she? Posts from insiders, like at Women Hoops Talk, hint she's in talks, And fans are losing it over the idea of Clark versus Paige Bueckers, who's WNBA bound after UConn. Speaking of rivals, her matchups with Angel Reese already draw blood. Reese's villain vibe versus Clark's sharpshooting heroics could define the decade. She's only scratching the surface, Candace Parker said on TNT, imagining Clark with a year of pro seasoning. Will she dominate, or will the league's vets finally figure her out? One thing's for sure, every step she takes keeps us glued. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a DMN force of nature. From turning doubters into believers, to forcing MVPs to rewrite their scripts, she's hauled women's basketball into uncharted territory. The stats are bonkers: 337 assists, 122 threes, 20,000 fans a night, but it's bigger than that. She's the spark that's lit up arenas, crashed TV ratings, and made the WNBA a cultural juggernaut. Taurasi called her future super bright, but let's be real, it's blinding already. Beyond the chaos, she's inspiring kids, like the little girl she was, chasing Maya Moore's autograph, to dream crazier. Call her the needle if you want, she's the whole thread, weaving a tapestry, where women's hoops isn't just growing, it's exploding. Agree? Disagree? Drop your hot take in the comments. Smash that subscribe button, and let's keep riding this wave. We're watching a legend carve her name in real time. And trust me, this is only the opening act.